Hey YouTube, it's Rex, and today I want to talk to you all about daily motivation and envisioning your goals. I'm going to give you a couple tips and tricks that I use and that I've given to other people that I've mentored and coached throughout the years. And we're going to jump right in, but before we do, if you have any questions during the video, make sure that you comment down below. I'll make sure I answer all of them. And make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. So without further ado, let's jump in. All right, YouTube, so tip number one that I use for my daily motivation and planning my success is going to be the 3-minute book, okay? Now this is something that doesn't cost a whole lot of money. It's actually something that I found from another person on YouTube that promotes it, and his name is Sean Bradley, which I'll link to his video about it down below. But Sean Bradley, I mean, he's a genius in the automotive business, car sales. He's one of the first people that I've actually watched while I was learning car sales, and I thought it was a great idea, his 3-minute book. And honestly, to make one of these, I mean, all you need is one of these little folders. You don't even have to go plastic laminate or anything. I mean, you can get one of those paper folders. But you know, altogether, it cost me about $1.50 or less to make, and it gives you a roadmap, it gives you your vision board, it gives you everything in one. So let's jump into it and I'll tell you what all is involved in the 3-minute book. So guys, page number 1 in the 3-minute book is going to be what he calls the vision board. So it's things that you want to either have in the short future or long term. You know, these are either short term or long term goals. You know, this is one that I just kind of made up of some of the stuff that I have on my vision board. You know, but you can put anything you want, anything that you're looking for in life, this is where you put it. Now, with the vision board in this book, I also have a vision board. It's actually, you can see that this is taken down, that's some Velcro stripping, but I keep an actual vision board around my house, and this is my vision board. I just took it down so you guys can see it. But, you know, some of the things that I want, you know, of course, I want wealth, financial freedom, you know, working from home, working from anywhere in the world. I don't have to work for somebody else. That's what I want. I keep a motivational, a little motivational kind of tidbit on there all the time, just because, you know, demotivation is daily. So I always like to be motivated, and every time I pass by it, I look at it, read it, and it makes me feel a little bit better. Books, I love reading, so I like to try to read at least one book a week throughout the year. At least getting 52 books, but my goal is 60 plus books a year this year. You know, and you can really, you know, you can do whatever you want. So, you know, with me, I want a house. So what you want to do is, with purchasing that big house, that house, I want a home on the beach. So this is a house that I found that was on the ocean, and that's kind of my end goal, is to actually have like beachfront real estate, live there, be able to walk out my back door, and just have that salty air breeze. I mean, it would be incredible. You know, that's my goal personally. Also personally, you know, I want to have a nice boat. I want to have a nice yacht where I can take it from the beach and take it down to, say, the Caribbean, and kind of hang out in the Caribbean, which will be tied into my financial freedom, working from anywhere in the world. And then there's just another picture of the beach. You know, I'm from Sunny Isles Beach in Miami, Florida. So, you know, I always like to see the beach there, and that's where I want to live eventually. You know, right now I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, so landlocked, but I can't wait to get back to the beach, and that's where my end goal is going to be. But yeah, guys, I mean, the vision board is really whatever you want to make it. There's no cookie cutter. It can be whatever you want. You know, if you are planning, like John Bradley says, a wedding, and you want to have a wedding in Hawaii, if you want to have a nice cake, stuff like that he will say in his video that I'll link below, go ahead and put those in there. Really, you know, get it where it will stir up some emotion in you. That's what you want. You want to have emotion when it comes to looking at these things. You want it to set a fire in your soul where you're like, you know what, I'm going to grind because this is what I want. So number 1, vision board. So when you do your 3-minute book, each page, it's called 3 minutes because there's 3 pages. Each page is you're gonna spend a minute on going over it, envisioning. So in your vision board, you're gonna be envisioning you waking up in your dream home, walking down, if you have a dream car, getting into that dream car and driving to your dream job. looking at, if you want to have wealth, imagine going to your bank and seeing that wealth in there, and just being able to, know that you have that. All right, so let's get into the second page. All right, so page number 2 in your 3-minute book is going to be your monthly planner. So this is just, like I said, I'm going to put this up here, but this is just an example of what I would put if I was in car sales, for instance. You can fully customize this to any aspect, any career that you have, really. And basically, it's going to be a roadmap of how you're going to get to what you want. So on this, for example, I put that the month is March. I like to put the month that I'm in, because I'll keep these throughout the year. How much I want to make this month, because hey, let's say some months, especially in car sales, December is a much better month than say January or February. So in December, I'd put a much higher amount and much higher cars I want to sell, because it's more attainable from the high traffic and high quality of customers coming in. So you put how much you want to make. If you have a salary, for instance, you put that salary, so a draw, that you would get towards against your commission, you put that, and then I'd put a to-do list. So in my example, I put showroom ups, I put phone ups, and I put internet lead ups, and this is basically allowing me to map out what percentage I would have to close at, how many I would have to have daily, weekly, and monthly, and then how many cars I want to sell. So if I'm going to sell 20 cars, I'm going to break that down to how many selling days there are that I'm going to be working, daily average, basically, weekly average, and then a monthly average. So of course it's going to be, if I'm going to sell 20 cars, my monthly is going to be 20 cars, is where I want to go to. All right. But this is a good way. You spend a minute on this every day, so you can know, okay, yesterday, I might have gotten a little less showroom ups and phone ups. I got a couple more internet leads, but I need to be grabbing those phone ups, showroom ups, to achieve my goal. This is what I'm going after, and this is where I need to be. So it's a good way to envision, if you're slacking or not. All right, guys. So the third page in your My 3-Minute book is going to be your scorecard. So this is basically going to be you envisioning for 1 minute, going over where you at for the month or for the year towards your goal. So basically what I do here is I have the customer name, I have what kind of car they bought, new or used, I put in the make and model, I put in what kind of up they were, so that I can still calculate how many showroom ups I'm taking versus what my closing percentage is, so I can continuously do my monthly planner correctly. So I know how many of this up, how many of this up, and how many of this up that I need to do to get to my end goal. And then I put the date I sold them. That way I know, okay, and I don't put date that I put maybe a deposit on, they're going to come back in 2 or 3 days. I don't put the deposit date, I put the date that they actually took the car, because, if you're in any kind of sales, you always know you don't want to count your chickens before they hatch. So, you're going to say that, oh, I sold them on this date, and it was just a deposit, and then they back out. Now you got to white clean that whole line, white it out, or reprint the whole thing. And to me, I'd rather it go over the curb before I count that sale. So I put the date that they sold and took the car. And then that way I can kind of track too while I'm looking at this. Am I in a dry spell? How many, average cars sold a day right now I have to be averaging, and it looks like I'm a little bit behind. So maybe I should work my off day. Maybe I should stay a little later, try to get a few more ups. I need to pick up the pace. So it kind of lights that fire in you, knowing where you're at. And then, if you're either at the goal, if you're on track, or you're behind, and it can kind of tell you where you're at. So it's an extremely good page. It also lets you know, if you're actually doing work or not. It's going to check you. But yeah, guys, the 3-minute book, it was a huge success for me in my career. I still use it daily, just like the vision board that I showed you guys. But I'm going to link below Sean V. Bradley's video on it as well. He goes very in depth with it. He's a very energetic person. So he's somebody great. If you're in the sales industry, if you're in cars in general, he's somebody that is very good to learn from. Great personality, and he's a great guy overall. But yeah, like I said, 3-minute book, vision board. Those are two tools that I use in my daily life to put myself on track to where I want to be. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Now, if you have any questions or comments, you want to talk, just leave a comment down below. I appreciate it, guys. And if you can, make sure you smash that like button and hit subscribe for more videos that I'll be bringing out weekly. I'll be bringing a few videos out weekly on different subjects. So I appreciate it, guys, and happy selling.